Hello everyone, my name is Hal. This is Quail Studios guitar and keys, and I'm going to get into more keys not in the not too distant future. But and I've been planning on doing it, but it hasn't happened yet, but I keep doing guitar. Today we're going to talk about Wichita Lineman, Glen Campbell. Jimmy Webb wrote this song. It's so good. If you haven't seen Rick Beato's, well, he did a live stream on this particular song, I think in January 2023. It was brilliant. He broke it down and talked about the great parts of the song and, you know, everything about it. It was really good. And we're going to talk about it today, the way I play it, the way I am playing it. And sometimes when I'm playing a song and I'm learning a song, I've actually played this song off and on for a while. Haven't played it for a few years, but I've come back to it because I've got a gig in about 3 weeks. And so me and my son are going to play this. He's going to play bass. I'm going to play guitar. So we're doing an arrangement for it. So I'll give you the chords. I don't have any chords to show you on the screen today, but I might, I think I'd like to do a proper video on this, not just a live stream, so that I can put things on the screen. So watch for that in the near future. This will always also, be in my book in July. What's today? The 6th. It will be out on the 15th, so this particular song will be in that, the lead sheet, and also, you know, I'll have something by then. All right, so here we go. There's a little in the bass, and a bass guitar does that, and then we have this. That's it. I've never done this before. And then you have that, right? And it's really a great arrangement. But you've got an orchestra, you've got a bass, of course, and those kinds of things. So there's a lot going on. But what do you do for a single guitar? That's the question that I have in my mind. Something like that. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wires, I can hear you through the whine, and the Wichita lineman is still on the line. Something like that. Now let's talk about these chords that I just played, and that chord right there, everything up to that point. So what I'm doing is I'm starting with, you could start with the bass, and then you've got an an F major 7. And these notes, who have I got here on chat? I've got Bob Schumann. Hello. Hello, Bob. We've got Dean Harrington. Hello, Dean. Yes, very good. Good to see you all. So right here, we've got our F major 7. By the way, if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. I got 6 likes right now that I can see. 10 people are here. 9 people are here. Some people are leaving. Okay, that's what it says. I don't know about that. Other people come. So this major 7, F major 7, what I'm doing is I'm playing my first finger on the 1st fret E string. 2nd finger on this 1st fret B string. And then 3rd and 4th fingers on the 2nd fret D and G strings. Now I've got a G minor chord here. Right, I'm just playing that because we got that. No, let's see, where was that? That little melody that happens in there, I was trying to pull that off. And then still working on it. G minor chord. Or you can use a G minor 7. But to get that note right there, I had to use my G note right there. So I just played a G minor. I am a lineman for the county. Really interesting song because it's got a major 7, B flat major 7 right here. B flat major 7, it's a little bit difficult to play. Do you know how to play a major 7? Like here's an A chord, 3 across like that. If you take that middle note and go down, A major 7. If you take that, move it up a fret, and then play first fret A string, that's a B flat. Go all the way across to that E string right there, first fret. So your first finger is only picking up the A string and the E string right there. And then these 3 fingers, second, third, and fourth, are hitting the second string G, second fret G string, third fret D string, third fret B string. Let's see. G minor 7. Let's go back to the beginning of that verse. I am a lineman for the county. A minor 7. And I drive the main road. G minor 7. I'm using that across, third fret. My ring finger is on the 5th fret. Now, if you go to my book, in the back, I have a sheet that's called first or open position chords. And what you get right there, you get 16 chords that are really essential. And this G minor 7 is really essential because this E minor 7, when you use it as a bar chord, goes right up there. So get my book and look at those chords, because learn those chords. You know, like E, E7, E minor 7, because they turn into bar chords. Let's see here. So let's start over again. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in D minor 7. Okay. And then A minor 7. The sun for another G chord. Overload. I go to a D chord, and then I play a D sus4. Back to a D. You can hear it in the guitar in the recording. Now that's what I do, but I think he actually plays a D sus4 like that, but I like to do the D sus4 back to D. So it goes, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wires. So what I do there is I'm doing a lot of strums like that, and then I let it hang, and then we slow it down. I hear you singing in the wires. Right there, I like to do that. Like that, I'm playing a C chord, and then I let my first finger and my second finger up. Right there, I do a little hammer on. I can hear you through the whine. G with the B bass. I like to play it this way. My first finger's on the second fret, A string, and third and fourth finger are on third fret B string, third fret G string. And then, because the only B you have is that B right there on the A string, second fret. And then what you do is you go down a fret like that, and it becomes a B flat. And so you get a G minor. So you go G with the B bass, G G minor with a B flat bass. That's all you have to move. And then you do the A bass, play the A bass with the D chord, and then you play an A7 sus4. I like to play it like this. Some people play it with like that with the 7 on top, like that on the G note right there, 3rd fret E string. I don't like to do that. I like to do this, the G, the open G, and put the 7 inside the chord. And the sus4 is when this note moves up from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. And that's your chord, A7 sus4 back to B flat. So let's play that. I hear you. Let's see. I hear you singing in the wires. I can hear you through the wire. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. Now what happens here is that I'm not playing a C chord, I'm playing a C9. Excuse me, C add 9. Really great chord. So I went from B flat with the B flat in the bass. It's kind of a hard, it's like one of the hardest bar chords to play because it's so low down here. You'll notice that I kind of get my hand in a different position and get around like this. Let's see. Bob says, how about a C add 9 instead of C? I couldn't read exactly what you said, Bob, because there was something in the way. There was like a heart in the way for some reason. No, I don't play the C add 9. I hear you singing in the... I don't like to do the C add 9 on I hear you singing in the wires, because I'm going to do the C add 9 later. When I do the... I hear you singing in the wires. Yeah, I could do the C add 9 there. But yeah, you could do a C add 9 there. Wires, wires. When he sings wires, he's singing the 9 right there. Wires, wires. So when I do this, I've got a major 7. Going back to a C, C major 7 with an added add 2. It's like an add 2 and a major 7, like that with a hammer on. That's why I like to do that. I don't like to play the same chord all the time. For instance, I don't want to play the C add 9 every time I come to some kind of a C chord. I like to mix it up. So, and since I'm already singing wires, and then it goes to the root. Wait. Sorry, it goes to the 3rd. D to the E. Wires. I can hear you through the wire. And the Wichita lineman. D with an A bass. A7 sus4 is still on the line. A, C add 9. Back to. Now, right here, when we go into I know I need a small vacation, verse 2, I'm playing a bar all the way across on the 3rd fret. That note right there is a C. The next note is an F. Next note is a B flat. Next one is a D. Next one is a G. What we have here is we have a G minor 7, right, with an F right there, and then we have a C in the bass. So I call it a G minor 7 with a /C. I know I need a small vacation. Same thing that we did before. B flat major 7 to A minor 7, but it don't look like rain. D minor 7. That was a G minor 7 to D minor 7. And if it snows that stretch down south, A minor 7, won't ever G stand the string. I do that again. I do the D sus4 with all those strums, and then I really, it's almost like going through still water. And I need you more than, and I let it ring. And I need you more than want you. And I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And then it goes back to B flat again. Sorry. And then that G minor 7 with a C bass. Now what I did before the live stream is I actually made a loop. And so actually going into, where'd it go? This is from that B flat. So if I was doing this solo, I might do this. I might even make it as I'm playing instead of having it programmed to just, because sometimes, you know, you play a little faster and sometimes you play it a little slower. So I might actually, as I'm performing it, record the end of that on the first verse. Excuse me, I had something in my throat. And then when I go into the lead, I would have that already recorded, because basically the lead is a solo over the verse. That's what it is. And I'm going to show it to you in just a second here. Let me look at my comments. Oh, you know, I wanted to tell you something about, oh, I lost it. When I think of it, I'll talk to you about it again. Okay, so let's just go into which lineman is still on the line. Now here's the lead. I started this live stream with this, and I forgot where I was. I need to be right there. Let's see, that's the 8th fret. So let me do that again. The B flat. My loop is going. Can't remember what it is. I didn't do that D sus4 to D, excuse me, D to D sus4 to D. On that loop, I just played a D. Something like that. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I need you more than want you. And goes into the second half of that verse. And the reason I don't do that is because in the orchestra, you can hear the horns really loud on the F sharp, like that. You hear a D and an F sharp in the horns, like that. But the guitar does play a D sus4 to D, because there's a guitar in there too. You know, Glen played a guitar; he's really good at it. Yeah, so we got that D chord. And I need you more than want you. And I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And then it just goes to the ending. Da, da, da. And it fades out. It's like B flat to C add 9. You could end it on D if you really want to. Sounds good that way. So Levi and I were together yesterday. We were practicing. We kind of had an impromptu practice. He called me up and said, "Hey, Dad, I'm going to be coming over. I had his dog for 5 days because they were out at a family reunion." And he said, "You want to practice?" I'm like, "Sure." So we practiced for a couple of hours. Hopefully what we can do is actually do a cover for you of this. There's a couple of covers that I want to do with Levi because he's really a good player. And he'll play bass and do some things with me. And hopefully can get a cover and show you exactly how we do it together. Is the song in D? That's a good question. It's really interesting because it's hard to tell where it is. It hardly ever plays a D. It might be in D, but you know, it starts on that F sharp. Da 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 da. I am a lineman for the county. Drive the main road. It goes to D minor 7. Searching in the sun for another. That feels like a rest point, doesn't it? But then it keeps going, and I hear you singing in the wires. I don't know what key it's in, to tell you the truth, Bob. I honestly don't know. I have to think about that. It's kind of ambiguous. I think I read something somewhere or heard something that, yeah, it ends, well, you know, it kind of fades out. You know, but if it was in D, sometimes they'll do a lowered 7, lowered 6, which would, if we were in D, the D would be, if it was 1, if it was the tonic, then C would be lowered 7, and the B flat would be lowered 6, right? And it does play the da 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 da. So B flat back to C add 9, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Maybe it's in D minor. I don't know, but it sounds really good. It sounds like a Picardy third right there. Because if you go, right, that's an alternate cadence that we talk about. Right? If you were in the key of D, right, then you could do B flat, C, you play B flat, C, and then D. I'm just talking about cadences now. Now, if you're in D minor, what does that sound like? D minor to C to B flat, back to C to D minor. It almost sounds like. But that's actually an A minor. Same thing. A minor to G to F would be, A minor would be key of A minor for stairway. It also does it, Carry On Wayward Son does that same thing. And it has a D minor, C, B flat. Once I rose above the noise and confusion. Dun, 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 dun. I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. See that? That kind of a progression works really well. I'm just saying that if you wanted to stop it, it's hard to do a fade out in a live situation. So I usually figure out, you know, what am I going to stop on? So I would probably stop on a D chord on this song. I'll probably do that. Any questions? I don't see anything. Everybody's really quiet today. Anybody else out there? I see a comment from somebody. Dean says, ever considered doing A Place in the Choir by Bill Staines? No, I have never considered doing that, Dean. I don't even know if I know that song. So I'm going to have to look it up and listen to it. So I'm glad. Thank you very much for that comment. I'll look it up. All right? All right. Bob says, what? He's got 3 question marks. I don't know. Don't know what to say. Okay. It's been really great to be with you today. Thank you very much for being here. That's my take on Wichita Lineman. I'll probably get called out and get a copyright. Not a strike, but just say, hey, you got to share revenue with us. They did that to me on the Fitzgerald, Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, just a couple of days ago. Bob says, I don't know that song either. Yeah, I don't know that song. Also known as... I've got something in the way. I've got some kind of a heart, emoji thing that's right there where you guys write your comments, and right at the end of that line there's an emoji thing that I'm trying to get rid of, and I don't know how to do it yet. It keeps popping up. So I can't read the last word. Also known as or something, God's creatures. Sorry, I can't read it. It's not your fault. I'll look at it later. Okay, so the reason I talk about that copyright, when they want to share money with me, is because that's why I have a Patreon page and a Subscribe Star page, and that's why I sell a book that has lead sheets and stuff in it that I work on all the time. Hit the keyboard something. I don't know what that means. Nope, it's not that. See, I can't see that. Hit the keyboard and then it's covered up if you see it. I'll have to look at that up. Icon. I don't know what the keyboard icon is. We'll talk about it. And right after this, by the way, friends, I'm going to go hang out with some of my supporters. You can find out how to do that in the description of this video. You can also become a subscriber at Subscribestar or a patron at Patreon. Or you can just email me and get my book, PayPal or Zelle. Do it that way. Or you can send me a check in the mail. That'd be fine. I'll give you my address. Not just to anybody, though. Only to special people. All right. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to take off and go hang out with my supporters. See ya.